I wanted to seek your indulgence on a matter that is also very important to the House. Mr. Speaker, as you are aware, this month we are dealing with the financial issues, this month of June. And tomorrow we are going to have the CS here to give us highlights on the budget estimates. But after that, Mr. Speaker, we are going to embark on the journey of the finance bill. And I can see that a lot of public participation has been done extensively. Members have been engaged. And those views of members of the public are very important. So, Mr. Speaker, I wanted to seek your indulgence that the report of the committee should come early enough, should be tabled early enough, so that members can use that report to debate. Because, Mr. Speaker, the report might change the bill as it is fundamentally. So sometimes we have come across a situation here where members are debating the bill originally as it came, when the committee has recommended a lot of changes to the bill. So, Mr. Speaker, time is of essence. We are only remaining with 2 weeks, because by 30th of June we should pass that bill. So I was requesting your indulgence that the report must come as soon as possible to the House so that we can internalize it.
Thank you. Yes, Majority Leader. That's a legitimate request.
Yes, Honorable Speaker. Let me thank the Minority Whip for that concern and to confirm to the House, Honorable Speaker, and the country that indeed it's true. A lot of public participation has been done by the Finance Committee. And Honorable Speaker, if you can protect me from this group behind here, led by the member for Mwatate.
Mwashako and the member for Garsen.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I was saying, Honorable Speaker, following the extensive public participation that comes to a close today, I am informed by the clerk's office that the Committee on Finance will retreat from tonight and all the way up to Monday. And hopefully they should be able to table a report from next week, Tuesday, when the House sits for the first sittings next week. And Honorable Speaker, it is also true that it is only upon the tabling of that report that members can be able to debate and even have a very clear public discourse on what will be contained in the final bill or what would become the Act of Parliament, Finance Act of 2024. Because, Honorable Speaker, I have seen even governors in funerals, in churches, like the governor, clueless governor for Nyeri, debating the finance bill and saying he will vote no, as if he votes in this house. And you know that governor, Honorable Speaker, even has no idea of what is contained in the finance bill, has not even bothered to follow what the public discourse. And therefore, I would just appeal to even the governor for Nyeri. I know the people sending him are the same characters who are trying to mobilize members of parliament. And I must thank these honorable members of the National Assembly because they have refused to be incited against the finance bill and insisted on waiting for the report of the Finance Committee to read, understand what is now contained in that report, see what amendments come out of the public participation, then we make decisions based on what will come. But we cannot make decisions based on what some funny governor is saying in some church somewhere, Honorable Speaker. And I thank the Honorable Junet for raising that question because it gives us the opportunity also to put into proper perspective the workings and operations of the National Assembly and indeed Parliament. That we never preempt debate to go and debate things out there before they come before us. The bill is rightly before the Finance Committee. The Finance Committee is considering the bill plus the proposed amendments that have come from members of the public and other stakeholders and Kenyans at large. And I do hope the Finance Committee will work with speed to be able to table that report next week, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you. Jared, yes, Minority Leader.
Honorable Speaker, I just wanted to add my voice to this very vital matter that has been raised by the leader, by the Minority Whip, Honorable Speaker. Indeed, the issue of the finance bill is so important that we need to get it right this time round. This time round, bearing in mind the public mood out there, it requires that we go through this process in a manner that gives members the time to interrogate the report and the attendant amendments, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the reason why I'm rising is what I've heard from the Honorable Majority Leader say. The Honorable Ichungwah has made some remarks or some comments concerning the governor of Nyeri, who purported to be making a decision on this finance bill out there. But he made more serious remarks besides that I was very concerned about, Honorable Speaker, if you indulge me for 1 second. The governor of Nyeri, that is Mutahi Kahiga. I listened to him, I couldn't believe that I'm listening to a leader who has been elected by the people in a county. That he was castigating the government of the Republic of Kenya for extending development projects to Kenyans. That he wondered why the stadium in Bungoma was completed in a record 2 weeks, and yet the one in Nyeri is still pending. And yet the people of Bungoma did not vote as much as people of Nyeri for the government. He also lamented why the sugar debts, the debts for the sugarcane farmers was being waived. And yet sugarcane farmers did not vote for this government, Honorable Speaker. We must actually in one accord say without any equivocation that the government of the Republic of Kenya belongs to all Kenyans. And all Kenyans pay taxes. All Kenyans pay taxes. Be they in Bungoma, Kakamega, Siaya, where I come from, or Nyeri. They are all Kenyans. They are all Kenyans. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, time has come now. Some of us have got no business, by the way, with the differences in UDA. We perceived, I don't know. Whatever issues that are in UDA don't concern us. But you cannot stand on a public platform and be seen to be discriminating against a section of Kenyans on account of how they voted in the last elections. So I said while I was in CIA yesterday, Juicy, that governor must be called to order. And if for sure he's pursuing some agenda, which we don't know, then that agenda is contrary to the national interest, Honorable Speaker, and the Constitution, of course. So I want to stop at that for the time being. In the fullness of time, I will be coming back with a more comprehensive action. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. I don't want to escalate that. Majority Leader should also inform that governor that the sugar industry's debt write-off was sanctioned by this House. It was not an executive order out there. It was sanctioned by the representative of the people, including MPs from his county. Yes, Majority Leader.
Honorable Speaker, I agree with you that indeed the debt waiver for sugarcane farmers was never sanctioned by the executive. It is this House. And therefore, what the governor for Nyeri was doing was also casting aspersions on our mandate, our constitutional mandate, as the House that did approve that waiver. And more importantly, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Speaker, as the leader of minority says, all Kenyans are taxpayers. And once elected, Honorable Speaker, even myself in my own constituency that's quite cosmopolitan, but the bulk of my constituents speak the Kikuyu language. But I know there is a good number of constituents in Kikuyu who do not understand my native language. And Honorable Speaker, whether we pride ourselves as a community that perceives itself to be the most endowed with wealth, whether we lie to ourselves today that we are the most populous, even with our one wife and one man, And I know the Honorable Junet and his community in Mandera have one man, 4 wives, minimum 7 children. I have 2 to 4 children, Honorable Speaker. We must bear in mind that as leaders, we are leading a nation of many communities, Honorable Speaker. Communities, whether we perceive them as taxpayers or not, they contribute to our national well-being. Honorable Speaker, when I listened to the governor for Nyeri saying that the people of Nyeri never took even a piece of the sugarcane whose debt is being waived, Honorable Speaker, and saying that the people of Bungoma never voted as much as the people of Nyeri voted. You know, it's so embarrassing, Honorable Speaker, that the governor of Nyeri does not even know that the people of Bungoma voted for Kenya Kwanza an equal amount of votes as the people of Nyeri voted for the Kenya Kwanza government. The difference between the votes of in Kenya Kwanza between Bungoma and Nyeri counties does not exceed probably 20,000, 30,000. They are all in the 200s plus. And Honorable Speaker, when a government is elected, it is never elected to serve those who voted for them. How do I know as a member of parliament in Kikuyu who voted for me, who did not vote for me? And Honorable Speaker, that is why at times we had difficulty, many of us, in engaging in a shareholder debate and shareholder discourse in terms of how we manage our government, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Speaker, let me just say, I don't know whether we are not at liberty to discuss the conduct of the governor for Nyeri in this house without a substantive motion. But I would want to appeal to the governor of Nyeri, whether you are speaking for yourself, whether you have been sent to say those things by somebody, irrespective of what position that person holds in government or in Kenya, please respect other communities. Please appreciate that sugarcane farmers in Kenya deserve debt waiver just like coffee farmers deserve the coffee waiver that we have given them in this budget and in previous budgets, Honorable Speaker. Those of us who come from the sugar belt, and Honorable Speaker, you know, when you listen to that governor speaking about the sugar belt and imagining that Bungoma County is the entire sugar belt in Western Kenya, he does not know even the sugar companies that were to benefit from that debt waiver. 90% of them are in Nyanza, not in Western Kenya. Only 2 sugar companies, Mumias and Zoia, are in Western Kenya. The bulk of these other companies, whether it's Chemelil, Muhoroni, Sony Sugar, they are in Nyanza, and the people of Nyanza they deserve to benefit from taxpayers' money, Honorable Speaker, just like the people of Kiambu deserve to benefit from the coffee debt waiver. The people of Nyeri, the people of Kirinyaga deserve. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, let us as leaders, and that's why, Honorable Speaker, in conclusion, I said here last week, and I know what I said here when I quoted a quote, saying that you cannot build a kingdom when you are fixated with attention from the village. I know there are those who took it out of context to try and mobilize a hate campaign. But I call on us as members of the National Assembly to put the nation ahead of our communities, to put the nation ahead of our parochial self-interest, Honorable Speaker. And therefore, as I condemn the actions and the words of the governor for Nyeri, Honorable Speaker, and I will indeed be writing to him to officially inform him some of these things that have been said here in writing for his record, so that as he exits office, he may travel a bit around the country, just tanga a bit and engage in a bit of political tourism to understand other people around the country. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.